Good morning, Bill. Mr. Firsty. Good morning, Anthony. Bill's holding the door open for you and Trent. Good morning, Trenty. Good morning, you guys. Riffmaster General. Now, I think is that Mark? Is that you, Marky Z? Riffmaster General? Good morning, Laura. Good morning to Mary Jane. There, it's nice to see Mary Jane. Very nice to see Mary. How's your baby doing, Mary Jane? Wazzy. Good morning, the Wazster. Nerds and Hags. It's Marky Z. Riffmaster General, you guys, is Marky Z. Let's try to remember that. Good morning, Oreo. As usual, you are one heck of a nice lady. You really care about people. I love you, and thank you for your email to me. Good morning, Goldeno. Good morning. Who else do we have here this morning? Exception. And Mike Butterball. And Cleanster. Cleanster. Good morning. Terry Newman. Can't help but smile when I see Terry. Greenie, thanks for the heads up. It is miserable out there, isn't it? Oh, Riffmaster General. I always have a hard time with my passwords, I gotta be honest with you. So I have this book that I write all my, like a little code book, I write my passwords in. And then I forget where I put it in the book. I forget because it's like an alphabetized thing, like an address book. And I forget what address I put it under. Wow, Mary Jane, the baby is walking. How cute. Pretty soon it's going to be getting in the cupboards and stuff. Pretty soon. Good morning, Gypsy. Give Preston a hug from me. From everybody. Good morning. I'm seeing everybody here this morning. This is beautiful. 27 people, 15 likes. Smash the like button. Smash that like button. I mean, smash it like Four Leaf does. Good morning, Herbie. Thank you, Gyps. Aaron, good morning. Aaron, Leonard Watson. Your wife came home. I'm really glad. Actually, I spent about 15 minutes talking to the universe about you and your wife yesterday. I'm not taking credit for her going home. I don't mean that way at all. I'm just glad you guys are on my mind. So I spent a little bit of time talking to the universe. Lynette, Mike Barabal. Mary Jane, she wakes up yesterday and decides, today I'm gonna walk. That's so cute. Their walking is so neat. Such little angels still. The world hasn't inhabited them yet. Good morning, everybody. 37 people, 28 likes. Can we hit the like button? What's going on with likes? Is HB here this morning? I'm waiting for HB. Is HB Headbuster here? HB, are you around? Good morning, Calico Meow Kitty. Okay, there's HB. HB, I'm going to have you call in to my IG. If we're ready this morning, right, bro? I'm going to have you call into my IG somewhere a little bit after 9:30, between 9:30 and 9:45. Sounding all right to you? Does that sound all right with you? I'm going to start this morning off fast and hard. Okay, HP, we got it. Okay. So this morning, we're going to start it off fast and hard. Good morning. So it's a slightly different angle this morning. Reason being, I found something out that some of you may know already. My tablet, what do they call it? An iPad. My iPad. It doesn't charge when it gets too cold. Does anybody else have that problem? I woke up this morning to look at the charge amount on my iPad, and it was down at 19%. And I'm like, but it's been plugged in all night. How could it only be at 19%? And then you read a little note, and it said it was too cold to charge. Is there such a thing? Is that a thing? Anybody else ever had that? Your device got too cold to charge? Cold will zap the battery? It's happened before? Yeah, that was weird, nerdy. It was too cold to charge. Okay, well then it's not just me. Then it's not just me. Terry goes, you know, Pops, I get too cold to work too. Too cold for Niffy to charge. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about a device. Okay? Too cold to charge. In my house. Yeah, Laura. Because I'm a cheapskate. I don't run the heater at night. I just put an extra blanket on. I don't need to pay for the heat if I can just blanketize myself. I'm paying so much of a heating bill over at the grow house. So no, I just put an extra blanket on. And so the iPad is sitting there on a little charging area. The iPad looked at the temp and said, nope. Exactly, Higgs. It says, I'm going back into the electricity in the wall. I'm not coming out. So that's the truth. I cheapskate my heating bill at night. And this house is leaky. I bet if I took some of the drywall off the walls here, I bet you it's not even insulated. What do you set the heat to, Pops? Normally, here in this house, I have it set for 70. Over at the grow house, I have to set it for 85. And then it keeps the basement around 75. But then the basement still fluctuates because the heat goes on and off. So, yeah. 85 is what I have to run it at, just to keep the grow area at a reasonable. This is the coldest. This is my 6th winter here. This is my 6th winter. Oh, nerdy. It's 85 24/7 over there. Yeah, big bill. Big bill. This is my 6th winter here in Michigan, and by far the coldest. By far the coldest. Oh, Anthony, mine's in the 300s. Mine over at the other house is in the 300s. At this house here, as cheapskate as I run it, during the winter, so far my biggest bill this year for December was in the 70s. Yeah. Mary Jane, you want me to do some games? This morning's going to be a little different. We have a guest host this morning. But I'll tell you what I did have set up. and this is for all of us, let's do a number. I had a giveaway for today. I want to send somebody a pack of supplementary supplemental supplements. They're going to be lucid shrooms. Go. Give me a number between 1 and 50. Give me a number between 1 and 50. And Captain Obvious got the number already. It's 13. It's 13. 13, Captain Obvious. So I would obviously like you to send me your address. Okay? And then we're going to send you an eighth of Lucid. Leucid. While we're at it, Mary Jane, in celebration of baby walking, send me your address too. Okay? At my email, thedetroitmushlab@gmail.com. I want Mom to have a little, and Dad, for you two to send me a little something. Let's see. Anthony Hunt really liked the Lucid. Good. I haven't done that strain before, and I always worry about, is it going to be potent enough to be representative of what the Detroit Mush Lab tries to put out. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for that feedback. Baby walking supplements for the mother and the father. Okay? Baby walking supplements for the mother and the father. So, I had withdrawals this morning. I had a withdrawal. Withdrawals this morning, you guys. Pops, what were you on? It's what I've been off that I'm having the withdrawals about. Okay? It's the I'm off. Yes, Mary Jane, email me, please, and send me your address. My Powerball goes, Pops, what's going on? What's the withdrawals all about? For the last 2 days, we haven't done the Tao Te Ching reading from Lao Tzu because we've done other things here. We did Alan Watts on Tuesday, and then yesterday I read that surfing article. And thanks, Marky Z. And so this morning, as I was preparing for the program, I was like, I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna read. It was a good article though, wasn't it, nerdy? So this morning I'm gonna start out, instead of finishing with Lao Tzu like we usually do, I'm gonna start out with Lao Tzu. I've missed him, and I'm being honest with you guys. I haven't done the readings without you guys. So that's I appreciate that we're here together. It gives me a reason to read my Lao Tzus every morning. My Tao Te Ching. So this morning, let's read this one. And then as soon as I'm done, we're going to read it, go through it very quickly, get some good information, get some inspiration for the day. And then we're going to head over and check out HB and see what HB's got going on. Okay? 49th verse. The sage, which is what we all aspire to be. We all aspire to be wiser than we currently are. Give me 5 people that agree with that statement. All of us except for Jesus Christ in Australia. No, I'm kidding. He gets wise by osmosis. He comes in here and he's a wise guy, but he gets wise. Some of it bleeds off onto him, but we all want to be wiser. We all want to be more of a sage in our life. That's what Lao Tzu's teaching us how to be. The sage has no fixed mind. He is aware of the needs of others. Those who are good, he treats with goodness. Those who are bad, he avoids and throws in the trash can. Wait a minute, is that what he really said, you guys? To throw the bad people in the trash can? Wait, is this really from Lao Tzu? Or is that what normal people do? Wait a minute. Let me start over. Maybe he didn't really say that at all. Good morning, Free. He didn't say that, HB. We're not throwing anybody in the trash can. Start over. The sage has no fixed mind. He is aware of the needs of others. Those who are good, he treats with goodness. Those who are bad, he also treats with goodness, because the nature of his being is good. He is kind to the kind. He is also kind to the unkind, because the nature of his being is kindness. He is faithful to the faithful. He is also faithful to the unfaithful. The sage lives in harmony with all below heaven. He sees everything as his own self. He loves everyone as his own child. All people are drawn to him. He behaves like a little child. Mary Jane's seeing a perfect example of children and their innocence right now. Her baby learned to walk yesterday. How gorgeous, how beautiful. And the baby hasn't been programmed by the world yet. In this gently powerful verse, we're encouraged to change the way we view virtually everyone on the planet. Lao Tzu saw the potential for existing harmoniously through living beyond judgment. Thus, the 49th verse invites us to explore that peaceful world. It encourages us to replace our idea of criticizing them with an acknowledgement of us without criticism. Imagine the possibilities for all humanity. What's going on with Mary Jane? Oh boy. Mary Jane, that's not good. No. I know Headbuster's joking. That's serious business. You need to avoid, you need to get away from that, especially if you've got a little baby. Okay? Not good at all. Not good at all. It's time to get some of the authorities involved. Imagine the possibilities of all humanity if we simply eliminated prejudice and we could live in harmony with all below heaven. You can begin changing your view of judgment as a valuable or important activity by being aware of when you're doing it to yourself. It's back on my mind. I got distracted, not in a bad way, with Mary Jane's situation. Mary Jane's a lovely indigenous American, if you guys remember. I think she lives on a reservation in South Dakota, if I remember correctly. What I'm going to heartily recommend right now, is that one or two of you ladies here, not men, but ladies, one or two of you ladies here get Mary Jane's, or Mary Jane's going to write to me and give me her address, okay? And therefore I'll have her email. I want one or two of you ladies to reach out to me and ask me for Mary Jane's email later today. Please don't not do this, okay? Reach out to me, get Mary Jane's email, and then I want you, whoever it is that has the feel and the pull on their heart, reach out to Mary Jane and be her friend and a support during this. Okay? It would be completely inappropriate for a man to be involved in this situation. That's my opinion, and that's what I believe. Men are not involved in this. Women know how to deal with women and are wiser in these areas than we can be. That's my opinion. Okay? So, women, those of you that have been looking for a chance to help somebody, the universe just gave us one. Just dropped Mary Jane in here. There you go. Cyber Jolie, with her background as a psychiatrist, would be a great person. Yeah, woman won't make him jealous. That's right, exception. Male friends can be a healthy deterrent. I'm not saying male friends are a bad thing. I'm just saying in terms of counseling during crisis, it's better to be gender equal than not. Because even what you guys have to understand, and it's natural, some kind of bonds and stuff form between opposite genders in times of crisis when it's not appropriate. And I'm not saying anybody would even plan that, but it happens. And the best way, what we want to do is we want to avoid any appearances. And we want to get Mary Jane some good solid help. Okay? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Especially with the little baby. So let's go back to this. You can begin changing your view of judgment as a valuable or important activity by being aware of when you're doing it to yourself. Then simply start substituting noticing for judging. From this perspective, you'll realize pretty quickly that you prefer to observe what you're doing or feeling rather than critiquing yourself. Calling your behaviors bad or good just pits you against you. Hatred, anger, and threats become necessary because love, acceptance, and kindness can't be trusted. That negative self-speak is incredibly destructive. Remember, I talk about it at every close of every program. We talk about it being impeccable and the power of your word. Well, guess what? The power of your word you use against yourself often. With that negative self-speak, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm dumb, I don't know, I don't get it, I'm a loser. And we all have that language. Somewhere along the line, we caught it in our society that it's okay to criticize yourself. I'm here to tell you it's not. I'm here to tell you that it's destructive. As you move away from judging yourself, you'll no longer want what Lao Tzu calls the fixed mind. Allegiances that pit you against the people you thought of as them will begin to dissolve. The innumerable categories that help you organize your labels become totally superfluous and unimportant when you change the way you look at their so-called values. In spite of having been conditioned by the country you were born in, or the religion you were assigned at birth, or the culture you were immersed in, or even the family that raised you, you'll find that living beyond judgment will become your preference. You exist in harmony with the Tao, and that excludes no one. It has no conception of division and loyalties. The world, nature, has no conception. This is the basic solution to wars and conflicts. You see, when you stop judging and again begin to see yourself in others, you can't help but love the uniqueness of everyone, as though they were your own children. Those of us that had, not me, I'm not lucky enough to have had more than one. People that have more than one child, isn't it amazing how they're different? They've been raised the same exact pattern, and yet they're unique and different, and you love each of them. Who do you love more? I love them all, but I love them all differently. It's the same thing with our pets. Each one, you love them all. You just love them a little differently because they're so unique. And their uniqueness is such a fun thing to see. The little quirks that they have that their brother or sister doesn't. Instead of exclusions and allegiances, the oneness of the Tao graces all, unimpeded. Have a great day, nerdy. The sun shines on us all, doesn't it? It doesn't pick and choose. It doesn't divide. It isn't loyal to this group versus that group. Rather than God bless America, or whatever country you happen to reside in, Allah save our people, or Krishna bless those who believe in you, there's God bless humanity. Let me do all that I can to treat everyone, without exception, with goodness and kindness, as all of those whom we revere as spiritual masters taught us by example. All of your spiritual masters taught us to love everything. Your true sage, your true spiritual master does not pit a group against another group. It doesn't judge one person as lacking versus another as having more or better. Your world view changes. You'll extend goodness to everyone you encounter. You'll find that you can feel non-judgmental compassion for the mistreated, even when their way of seeing things causes you pain. Our current, all of the politicians, I'm not picking any single one. I'm working very hard on not being judgmental of any of them. I don't get to pick and choose. This is a good one and this is a bad one. And I like this one and I don't like that one. I have to understand that they're all unique. I don't have to follow them. I don't have to do I don't have to believe what they believe. But I have to see their uniqueness. I want non-judgmental compassion, even for those that are causing me pain. It pains me to see what's happening with ICE. I'm not being political. It pains me. It blows my mind. They've just put out a memo, Homeland Security just put out a memo that they don't know, the ICE agents don't even need a warrant to go into somebody else's house now. They can be barged through the door and do whatever they want. The Fourth Amendment shattered. That's painful. Now, Pops, how do I not judge that? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I want my worldview to turn into reality. You can send out kindness, not only in response to kindness, but especially when you're a recipient of cruelty. Why? Because as Lao Tzu reminds you in this poignant verse, the nature of you is being kind. It's impossible to give to others what you are not. And you are not judgmental. You see yourself in everyone without the need to criticize them or yourself. Change your thoughts. Is that right, Jesus? Crazy. Change your thoughts and live beyond judgment. And don't see yourself as bad when you falter in this view, or holy when you succeed. Keep in mind that you're a mix of infinite openness and yet finite limitness. So sometimes you just need to notice yourself judging, and then don't judge yourself. This is what I feel called by Lao Tzu to offer. One moment. I like that, Streety. I like that. It's one of the reasons I never watch just one news feed, because they're all so slanted to their points of view now that you're no longer getting a whole picture. You're just getting one slanted view. So if I'm going to pay attention to something, I look at a bigger, wider picture than most people do. And I don't just get fed, but well, we were taught back when we were in school, critical thinking. Do you guys remember that? Remember being taught critical thinking and how to do it? I'm not sure that they do that anymore in school. This is what Lao Tzu is offering in the 49th verse. Change the way you look at yourself. If you pride yourself on having a fixed mind, realize that it relies on conditioning that generally shows up as prejudice. Instead, see yourself as flexible, since being open is a higher virtue. Pride yourself. Pride yourself on extending your goodness and kindness to all sides, even when they oppose your pre-programmed learning. Take pride in it. Be proud that you practice goodness and kindness. Begin to see yourself as a person who notices instead of judges. This has been a constant theme for me. I don't judge as much as I inspect. I know it's a an apple tree? Because I see the fruit on the tree. That's an apple tree. I just notice it. I inspect it. But I don't judge it. Good apple tree, bad apple tree. It's an apple tree, and I can tell by its fruit. That's an orange tree, that's an avocado tree. That's a bully, and that's a very, very kind person. I can't love the bully less than the kind person. What? The bully needs more love than the kind person. I'm not judging them. I'm noticing. And then what do I do with what I notice? That's the important thing. What do you do with it when you notice it? Avoid taking one position and sticking to it no matter what. Rather, be in harmony with all people, especially those whose opinions conflict with yours. Those are the people that I should be really communicating with. We have to share ideas. Headbuster. We gotta share ideas. I want to know where that's coming from. I want to know if we can practice sharing non-judgment with each other. Remember to include yourself when you're dispensing kindness. Remember to include yourself when dispensing kindness. Change the way you look at other people and the way you look at yourself. Almost ready for you, HB. One more paragraph. One version of this verse says, I trust men of their word, and I trust liars. If I am true enough, I feel the heartbeats of others above my own. Whether you call it judging or labeling, notice when you think of others as evil, lazy, dishonest, stupid, or ugly. Then affirm this. I see myself in this person. And I choose to be in the space of goodness rather than judgment. There's a Sanskrit word, namaste, that can help you with this. When used as a greeting, it roughly translates to, I honor the place in you where we all are one. So silently or verbally, begin telling others namaste in order to remind yourself to love everyone as your own children. I didn't mean to get political this morning. I have my opinions, and I need to get rid of almost every one of them. The older I get and the more sagey I want to be, I don't want to judge any of them. We're all broken people. We all have faults. We just are being highlighted. We're always being shown certain ones, certain people in certain positions. But they're not the only ones that act that way and think that way. There's plenty of them. And there's plenty that do a different act and a different thinking. And every time I think negative about them, I am dividing. I'm putting up a divider. I'm putting up a fence with barbed wire on it. And I'm starting to load my rockets. That's how twisted we are today. We can untwist it. I still believe we have time to untwist it. What's the untwisting? How do we untwist? By not judging. By spending goodness and kindness on each other. Sanam, I heard that you went through your surgery and came out great. Kim sent me a note yesterday and said, you are a better patient than she would be. So congratulations. I'm glad things worked out for you with the your surgery. Okay? Congratulations. Well, it's not congratulations, but I'm glad everything worked out. Okay? So even though we're all here and some of us have different political views, don't let it divide us. As a matter of fact, who cares? Okay? Spread the goodness, spread the kindness, do your part in that area. The rest of that stuff works out. It's up to us to bring our part to the table. I don't think there's one person here this morning. I do not think there's one person here this morning that wouldn't want our world to be kinder than it is today. I believe every single one of us wants a kinder world. Well, do your part. Do your part. Don't carp and criticize and blame and point and judge anyone else, including yourself. Do your part. You'll live more peacefully than you can ever imagine. HB. I'm switching over to my IG. Go ahead and give me a call on the IG. That's right, Anthony. Just because our opinions are different. Herbie, I agree with you. But it's because we're listening to the media and choosing to judge. What if we didn't listen at all? Good morning, HB. Can you see me? Oh, shoot. Whoops, I think I hung up on him. Oops. HB, call me back. There he is. Sorry about that. I think I hung up on you. Okay.
Man, how are you?
I'm great, bro.
Cool. Looking good.
There's HB, you guys.
I want to start off by, you were just talking about Sanam getting out of her surgery. Hope you recovered real well. There's a couple people, Bill and a few other people who have been getting in and out of surgery. You guys take care of yourself. We're thinking about you. Even if we're not messaging you or talking to you directly, we're still thinking about you. You're in T group. So we appreciate y'all.
Great one. You're right. Anthony Hunt says, handsome young man.
Cheers, man. I appreciate you. A lot of these guys come see us over on Mystics and been a super huge support group, and can't thank y'all enough. Behind the scenes on your show, I'd like to thank Herbie and I'd like to thank Derek for modding your show. They do a great job. Thank you guys for doing what y'all do. Keep it up.
I agree with you.
Cool. So I guess I'll get into it. Mystic Journeys is the YouTube channel that we have. We do a show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. EST. So the way you can think about it is just 12 hours from Pop Show, the opposite time. We talk about spirituality, and we do talk about religion. We talk a little bit about the 4 agreements. It's kind of our backbone is our 4/5 agreements. You mentioned this in your show last week about how we kind of get to the 5 agreements. We skipped ahead a lot. But as far as the 4 agreements reading, we do those on Fridays. And we're just now getting into our 2nd agreement this coming Friday. So I'm excited about that.
Kimberly called you the night crew.
The night crew, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the night crew. That's good, Kim.
And we kind of, we switch it up. We like to touch the edge of what people don't like to talk about, religion and spirituality and things that divide people. We're trying to separate that device, and we're trying to close that gap. Because it doesn't matter if you're Buddhist or you're Christian or you're Taoist or whatever you believe in. You can still come together and have a conversation with people about your spirituality, and you can learn things from those religions. But if we sector them off and say, I don't like Christianity because it's hypocritical and I grew up this way and blah, 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 you're limiting yourself. You're never better for not knowing something. And if there's things that you don't agree with, you don't have to subscribe to it. There's plenty of religions. And, the idea of people being a Christian, everybody has their own idea of religion anyway. We all have our own ideas of what we believe and what we think, and it's all individual anyway, about what you think about religion, what you think about politics, what you think about life, what you think about love, what you think about music. It's all these different ideas that we have that make us who we are. We try to just get together and talk about it without being divisive about it. See, I can read the chat here for you guys. Cheers. Yeah, a couple of you guys come over there and check us out. Thank you all so much for your support too, by the way. And speaking of that, speaking about support, doing what we're doing, Pops, is really kind of controversial, right? Because there's a lot of organizations like this that try to start up, and they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're a quote-unquote cult. And so we have all of the telltale signs of being a cult. We're an organization, we're tax reducted, we're all these different things, right? But there's one thing that we don't have, and we don't have a hierarchy. Me, Nerdy, and Derek, we are all on the same level. There's not like Nerdy's above me or I'm above Nerdy or any of that. We're all on the same playing field. And anybody that we plan on having coming on the show, they're with us. They're talking with us. We're not preaching at them. They're having a conversation with us. And that's what we're trying to separate. Instead of somebody sitting at the front of the room and saying, well, I'm the guy who's going to tell you all this, we try to just invite people to share their experiences and sit down with them in the class with them instead of being a teacher in the front of the room. As far as spirituality, it's a great concept because none of us really understand it or know what it is.
No, you're 100% correct about the cult. Be honest with you, Miss Rose, once in a great while, she'll tease me. And she knows she's teasing. And I know she's teasing. But she'll say, so how's it going with your cult? She'll say to me, right? As if we're a cult. And I think to myself, and I tease her back on other things, but it's like, we're not a cult for one reason only, basically. No, more than one. A cult will always be some supreme leader guy who tells you he knows everything, sit down and shut up and listen to me and don't question authority. And there's some kind of an unquestionable authority figure involved.
And they usually have a lot more money than everyone and anyone else. And the community is suffering while they have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Exactly. And then there's always money involved at some point. Sell your property and donate it to our group, and send me, these are people that don't have a dollar to their name, but they get guilted into giving their money to the culty guy. And I personally constantly check myself to make sure that I'm not a cult leader, if you know what I mean. I don't.
You have to, because people are looking up to you. We talked about this the other day, just yesterday on our show, Pops. It's called the rose-colored mirror. It's the way that people view us as a god or somebody above them because we have these platforms to be able to speak. But anybody can pick up their phone and go on YouTube. That's exactly what we did. Yeah, we had to build up a following, and yeah, we had to put in the work and time and effort, and we still have to do that every single day, but it was just organic. Anybody, same way you got on YouTube. Just pick up your phone one day and start doing it. Start showing off.
Yeah.
There's 2 points that I want to make to your point about what you were saying. Exactly what you were saying. There's only one way. There's only one reason we're not a cult. So if you want to call us a cult, whatever you want to call it. But you could watch our show and see what we're trying to do. And we do ask for money is my second point. Money is not horrible. And to do the things that we do, it takes money. Because right now we're literally giving our money away. We haven't gotten any money from this, and we don't plan on it for a long time because the idea is that people keep claiming, it's bad to sell mushrooms. It's bad to be in the mushroom business per se. But, these are the same people that go to work every single day for a corporation, and that corporation's taking their money and doing evil with it. So at least whenever we're taking money from people, we're doing good with it. We're actually doing what we say. And there's so many, I don't know if you call them businesses, but people in the community that sell cultures or sell swabs or mushrooms, and there's hundreds of these people that are doing it, but it's just for the money aspect of it. And we give away. If you guys need medicine, I mentioned this in Pop's T channel the other day, come to us and we'll try to get you supplements. We run everybody through a little bit of questioning about their mental health and about their experience with psychedelics and so on and so forth. And if you guys are mature and grown and mentally stable, we will help you out and try to get you some medicine. And also, as far as growing is concerned, we nerdy constantly. We have a meetup this Sunday here in Colorado for giving away grow bags and syringes and stuff like that, swabs and agar. So whatever you guys need for mycology, you can do it. And that's what Nerdy's whole thing is. He shows people how to do it on a home scale, because he's claiming that you don't need a pressure cooker and stuff like this. This is for like upscale production. All you need at home is, just a small quart and a bag of Milo. You're good to go.
Yep. No, you guys are honoring the principle of just make as much money as you need to break even. That's my opinion.
It's not evil. It's a relationship that we have to money that people keep going, oh, well, you guys are collecting money, so obviously you're evil. It's just because your interpretation. You can look at us and see what we do. Not only do we talk the talk, we walk the walk. And that's how I always tell you can tell what people are doing, because it's not about what they're saying, because anybody can be a silver-tongued devil, but it's about what they're doing in the community, where they're putting their footprints at in the ground. And you can actually track those footprints and say, I've seen where they've gone, right here to right here. They started here where they had nothing, and they've gone up. And now they're still, leaving crumb trails behind. And that's the important thing, is never be taking more than your community, because this is the whole reason we're doing this, is to try to bring community together, not separate apart by money or race or religion or any of that, right?
Yeah. My experience in the myco community has been this, and it was much, much worse, I'm going to say 4 years ago, when I was still, I was in it for 2 years. I'd been 2 years growing, but I was also hooked up with some of the wrong guys. I hooked up with a guy down in San Diego, and he perverted my thinking. I shouldn't say he perverted. It's not his fault. I allowed myself to start thinking in terms of profit and money, and I just can't believe that I got there, but I did. And next thing you know, we're planning on, being some big shot business thing going on, having to do with selling myco products and myco, shrooms and all of this. And it got so distasteful to me when I watched him and his brother. He had a brother that they literally, all they did was talk about how we can make more money instead of how can we help people more. The whole...
He says that money is numbers, and they never end. So if you're chasing money to find your happiness, you're never going to find it. It's never going to end.
And I agree with that. And I think my final point is, I have, in the 4 or 5 years now that I've been really focusing on being more of a provider and not trying to make money, just enough to break even, enough to pay that darn electricity bill that I wouldn't have if I wasn't growing shrooms for people, etc. Those expenses that are inevitable. Of course, I want to get those hopefully mitigated by some kind of donation back for a fruit that I could provide. But I'm like you, I provide a lot of fruit without charge. I send 2 to 3 pounds a month up to a group in Canada, no charge. And I'm not telling you that because I'm a big shot. I'm telling you that because I need to do that to make sure I stay non-money centered. Because I come from a background in the churches that I've worked in, they judged our performance by how much money we made every week in the basket. And the better preachers got more money in the basket. So since I was competitive, I started wanting to be a better preacher by getting more money in the basket. So the whole thing's become so twisted when I started including money. Now my experience, and I'll just finish up, my experience with the myco community is anybody that I've personally seen that got into it and their goal was to make money isn't around anymore.
Speak about this on our show a lot.
They're not even around anymore. They literally, somehow or another, the Tao, the universe, nature, somehow or another, finds a way to unmask that. And it is not a community meant to make money. It's not.
And that's why those people don't make it. It's because you have to have so much passion and love for this, because there's going to be a very long period of time before you even make your first dollar off of this kind of thing. And that's what inspires me, because just like you claimed with the church taking a portion of your money and basing your value on it, we talked about this before, man. I struggle with this a lot in my life about worth versus value, because I'm a hard worker and I'm worth a lot, but I'm not actually monetarily worth much at all. So, and people, they build their life around how much value they have, and that's what inspired me to do this show, is that I don't come from much, I don't come from a rich family or a big family or any of that. So this inspired me. I have nothing left to lose. I might as well just chase my dreams and do what I'm going to do. And along the way, I shared this video. You shared it on your show as well, about how, you've made it in life when you get successful and you start to get a lot of negative attention from people. That's how you know you're doing the right thing, because now you're finally gaining the attention. If you're just doing your little thing in a bubble, you're never going nowhere, you're never doing anything, you're never going to get criticism. But if you're starting to outspeak yourself about, this is the way psychedelics should be regulated with harm reduction. We should stop talking about grams, and we should start talking about slow increased doses and stuff like this. And then people will go, well, I think you're wrong. We should be talking about taking a 5 gram or whatever. There's going to be debates. And that's what I love, because we can start to really figure out what the best way is, rather than just assuming on both sides. We can get together and collaborate our information about religion, about psychedelics, about any life thing, really.
I got you, Neff. I will. That's very kind of you. Anthony Hunt, when it stopped being for money, my tubs boomed many full canopies. 100%. Kimberly, if you grow for money, you will put bad energy in your grow. 100%. Yep. You guys are right. And that was my experience. And my experience is they're the first to get busted, too. Watch that. They're the first. The people that are out there grubbing for the money, grubbing for the dollar, you're the first to get spotted. You're the first to be unmasked.
Which I can't say that I would act the same way as some people, but I will say that I understand why people would raise red flags. One, because of jealousy. They think if anybody's on YouTube making money and they're not, and they have to go to work, that, they feel slighted. It's the fear of FOMO, right? But also, I feel like when people watch our show, they don't realize, like, they're sitting on the couch telling us what we should do without being part of our group. Or this is what I claim, that as much as everything you just said about money is true, we have to remember money is not evil. It's how we use it. And we're going to need money to do this. And again, the same people that will claim that it's a wrong thing to sell religion or sell mushrooms is the same people that work for a corporation that literally is destroying our world, you name it. There's probably not a person here who hasn't worked for a company or an organization of some sort that didn't have a negative impact on the world that we live in. So you have to understand, like, what we're doing is very low impact to our environment and very high impact to our society. On our show Riffing with HPs that I do on Saturdays, I talk about bands and stuff. I just covered the Grateful Dead. Now, you probably know this a little bit more than me, because I had to learn this, but the Grateful Dead, the impact that they had on our worlds with psychedelics is astronomical. Mm-hmm. The idea of peace, love, and positivity is astronomical. And some people might call them a cult, and some people might call them a sellout for selling their music and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the change and the impact that they had on the world was what we're trying to achieve. That shaping, that molding of the clay in the dough to be able to shape it into what you want, rather than just let time and water and rain erode away your work. We have to be I say this a lot, I said this on the show last time and I'll say it again. We have to be the ones to step up and grab the microphone, and because somebody with bad intentions is going to do it. And the way you tell that somebody has good intentions is when they grab the microphone, what do they do with it? What do they say? And you guys noticed whenever I got on here, the first thing I did was I thanked a couple people in the chat, told a couple people I'm thinking about, because that's who I am. You can follow me around, and that's what you're going to see, because that's who I am. So I live that life. That's how you have to be.
Good one right there. Yep. What was it? Mark Z says, I've been asked to grow for money, and my immediate answer was no. Nippy's saying, be the change you want to see. That's good. Jesus Christ is saying all kinds of stuff that I'm not going to repeat.
I can imagine. Jesus Christ in Australia.
Yeah. JQ, where can I follow HB?
You can follow me. I have a personal YouTube. You can follow me directly. It's Headbuster, at Headbuster, all lowercase, 290. Or you can follow me on Discord. My Discord is the same thing, Headbuster290, hashtag 8595. But yeah, you guys should come check us out on Mystic Journeys. That's our YouTube, at Mystic Journeys Church, at Mystic Journeys Church on YouTube. And again, we go live all the time. And on Saturdays, I do Riffing with HB. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. EST is our schedule. Riffing with HB's is at 2 p.m. EST on Saturdays. And Derek does Bible studies on Tuesdays now. So if you guys are Christian or you follow Christian faith, or if you're just curious about learning about different religions, check Derek out because he does a really great show as well too.
Yeah, I checked out Derek this Tuesday. I was a lurker for like the first 20 minutes or so, and then I finally just had to chime in because he's got the kindest spirit. You know what I mean? And his humility shows through the camera to me.
Derek's personality type, he's an INFP. But we're going to kind of get into the personality types later on, but it's his personality. It's the way he speaks with his feelings and his kindness, his heart. You can tell the way he is. That's what I admire about Derek a lot. Nerdy's the same way very much. Those guys really keep me balanced because I'm kind of like an edgy guy. It doesn't take much for me to get agitated or angry at all. So those guys are really super kind and humble, and it makes me remember how to be, how to keep myself centered and grounded. And that's another thing. I always tell people, the analogy I use is I'm not a teacher at the front of the class preaching to people. I'm just a student in the class. Now I might have a notepad with some notes on it to be like, hey, answer number 1 is A. And you might have the answer to number 2. And if we all collaborate and share our evidence together, we'll be able to get to a full picture. But we're not 3 guys up there preaching to people. We all have our own flaws. We have to practice the 4 agreements. I have to practice. I have to wake up and think about it. And that's why I'm so, at the end of the show, I'll drop the 4th agreement, always do your best. Because there's going to be days where I'm not impeccable. There's going to be days where I take things personally and I make assumptions. And I have to think about that and I did my best. I made effort where I could have just let my brain play out and it would have been way worse.
Right. Yeah, none of it comes easy. It's not like, even today.
We have to be the ones.
I mean, even today I was talking about being non-judgmental. That doesn't come easy. I look at our political leaders and I judge every one of them. You're an idiot. You're a jerk. You're this. You're that. And I got all kinds of labels for all of them. Every one of them. And yet, how is that helping anybody? It doesn't help me. It keeps me in my own ungrounded pain. Keeps me in an attitude of judgment. Where, you know what? Some of the ones that are the hardest for me to like are the ones I have to practice now. I got to put some practice time in. And some of the practice is just shut up. If you don't have something good to say about that person, don't say anything at all. I have a sister. 2 sisters right now. There's really 3, but one's not part of the family by her choice. But my one sister, very political. She's reads and it's almost a hobby for her to pay attention to what's going on in politics. And she texts a lot. And there's a group text between my 2 sisters and myself. She at least once or twice a day has something negative to say about some of our politicians. And it takes everything in me not to buy in, not to text back, I agree, not to text back any of the things that, she's sort of looking for. She's looking for affirmation in some of these judgments that she's texting. And lately my practice has been, you know what? Think of the person that is in a wheelchair. There's mental issues there. There could be, age-related issues. There's all kinds of reasons that people don't perform the way we want them to. But I'm not going to put that guy in the trash can. I'm not. My job isn't to trash can anybody. Mine is to find what goodness is there and celebrate that part. And so
in Taoism about how, your mind is a mirror, your body's a mirror, and when you're seeing people that you don't like, you're really just projecting onto yourself.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah,
a lot of times we don't like people, and we have a conflict. I think Nipper or somebody mentioned this in the chat earlier about how the media is trying to divide us, and we're playing into it. And whenever you're you're like the reason why you're hating somebody or looking down on somebody is because you're not happy with yourself, and you have to remember that. That's the way to frame it. And I like your point of view. Your perspective is to be able to look at it from an empathetic point of view, which is really important. But the other important view is to look inward to yourself and be like, why don't I like this person? Is it me? Am I the problem? And what do I have to do to fix it? Like, how do I have to come to this conclusion? Because if I'm hating on somebody, maybe it's just because I'm not happy with me. Because if I really was happy with myself, I wouldn't care how anyone in the world acted. But again, I'm a human being and I have those flaws too. Like, mostly I'm happy with myself, but there's little like things like that will come up in my life, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm holding a mirror up to this person of why I don't like them, and it's really reflecting back onto me about the things I don't like about myself.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Streety, I think, was the one that was talking about that originally. Yeah. But for me, it feels so much better when I don't. I know it's time to dive into my judgment pool. I know I'm getting ready to, and then I pull out that practice, and I'm not going to this time. I don't know about the next time if I'm going to be good enough to not jump in, but this time I'm not jumping in. And when I don't, I see myself almost from the outside, and I go, "Boy, you did a good job there, Pops. You had a perfect opportunity to be the old Pops, but you chose to be the new Pops." And then I pat myself on the back.
And that makes it kind of disheartening, doesn't it, right? Because people aren't seeing you get up and drink your coffee and think about this while you're doing it or go about your day, right? They're not seeing the progress. Or they're seeing the progress maybe, but they're not seeing it happen.
The process.
Happen.
Yeah. And so, I run into... I'm the
smartest person in the room that's trying to change rooms, because if you're the one that's spiritually enlightening people, maybe you need to be the one spiritually enlightened, because chances of you being the most spiritually enlightened person is probably pretty slim. So it's just a fact of the matter of changing your environment. And this is not to degrade anyone and call people stupid or less intelligent than you. And it's also somebody, I think it's Corey D, makes a joke about how unless you're playing poker, and I think that's funny, it's hilarious. Because you want to be the smartest person in the room if you're playing poker so you can win, obviously. But that's the thing, that it's not about winning for me.
Actually,
about learning and growing and evolving as a person.
You're better poker.
You're right. I would just stay with the people who, like, you would never hear me say that. I would have everybody fooled. I would be like, yeah, just stay with these dummies and I can win and succeed because they're not doing anything. And that would be degrading. But what I'm trying to say is that we're just different, right? Because, Pops, there might be a situation where you would be like, hey, man, I would never hear him in that situation that way. But I could say the same thing to you about a different situation.
Yeah.
Humans have the tendency to be hypocritical and narcissistic by nature. But that doesn't mean that we're narcissists or hypocrites, right? We have to constantly mold our brain to fight that, because our human tendencies might be to get angry, to be rageful, or whatever. But we have to fight that. We have to try to fight back on that.
I'm going to jump back to the poker player guy. My thinking on that is, you're not necessarily the smartest, because who cares if you know, like, raw facts. The best poker players are those that have the most ability to notice things. Which was exactly what the message this morning was. I'm not going to judge the other guy as a good player or a bad player. I'm going to notice how he plays. And then I start to see the tells.
About how your body language is.
Yeah, I start to see the tells. I start to see, he scratches his nose on the left-hand side whenever he really has it, or whatever. So your best poker players have the best ability to notice.
And you best believe that if you're not playing life like that somebody is out there doing that. Like, people like me wake up and think that way and are out there hustling and getting it. This is why I tell people all the time, to our advantage, no one's chasing their dreams. So if you guys have that mindset, the road is wide open to do whatever you want to do. If it's in psychedelics, all you have to do is go to a place. There's so many states that are starting to change their Michigan, Colorado, they're starting to be way more open to psychedelics. So if that's your thing, go chase your dreams. If painting is your dream, all you have to do is start drawing pictures and putting them up on YouTube and showing people. And like, this is how you chase your dreams, and Yeah.
And then one other thought, when you were talking about the mirror, that was a really, really good way to put it. I remember when I was, really active in the 12-step programs and sponsoring young guys. The saying that we had was, if you spot it, you got it. If I spot something in somebody else, then I have it.
You guys need to remember that in the chat. There are a few exceptions to this, but for the most part, If you spot it, you got it.
Yeah.
Smelt it, you felt it.
Yeah, exactly.
That stink that's radiating off that you smell is coming from you. It's not coming from them.
Yep,
You guys
100%.
gotta remember that.
All right.
Hey, I'm not do the same thing, bro. I'll be guilty of doing the same thing.
Isn't life beautiful, though? It gives us a chance every day to practice.
An opportunity. That's exactly right. That's what the Tao teaches us that you've been reading out of.
Yeah.
Everything that happens to us that's good or bad is an opportunity for us to learn, and that is unconditional gratitude. Everybody can be grateful. If I gave you $100 and you didn't have $100, you'd be grateful. But if I took away $100, could you still have the same grateful? Think about that. Because you should be just as grateful for losing that $100 as you should be getting it. But yeah, we craft our mind to be like, oh, money is good, so losing money is bad, right? And we feel our emotions attached to this rather than being like, what can I learn from losing $100? Maybe I can learn how to not lose $100 again. Maybe I can learn, well, I lost that $100, now I'm going to try to get 200. And then, it's the trade-off. It's the opportunity. It's a lesson. Again, it's mental jiu-jitsu. Because if you're not playing it, somebody else is, and they're coming after you right now. It's the world we live in. You have to better yourself and learn how to grow. And it doesn't matter what your mental disability is that's holding you back, or your race, or your sex. You can still better yourself. You may not be as good as the next person or whatever, but you don't compare yourself to others in that way. You try to do your best, but always do my best.
Right on. It's been a really nice conversation with you this morning.
Cool, man. One more thing before you get out of here. I've been wanting to talk to you about this. You showed us your model town before, and I love that. And I love when people show their hobbies and they're really passionate about doing their hobbies. And I remember you said you had it put away. I think because whenever you moved, right? Correct?
Yeah.
You should get that back out, man, because it's what we need in life. It's what fuels us. It's our Zen garden. And if we're not tending to our hobbies, it means that our mind is too cluttered to let us do those things. So we gotta make sure we touch them. I've been doing the same thing with ripping them with HB on Saturdays. I've been getting back into music and playing with people. So it's like it rekindles that love. You re-fall in love with it like you did the first time.
No, I love that. And you're absolutely right. It's a good message for me because that stokes my creativity like no other.
It should, because I like that stuff. Even though it's not something that I would spend my time doing, when I see people do it, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And you know so much about it. You know about the scale sizes and the names of the scale sizes. I'm intrigued by this. It's learning. You're never better for not knowing something.
And just like using all the different mediums, paper, cardboard, straws. There's so many different things. When I am active in that creative mode, I walk through the world looking at little things on the ground and going, wait, that could turn into a steering wheel, like on my little car. Or
turn your wide beams on, and now you can see everything.
Yeah.
Instead of just walking through that path, you're like, there's nothing for life to offer me. Life is huge, man. I keep saying this on my show. You guys gotta go out there, stick your hands in the dirt. Life is huge, man.
Man, I like that. So, okay, I will. That's a good little nudge. That's a little nudge from the old HB.
That's back at me too, dude. I need some people to keep trying to get me motivated to play some more music. I took a hiatus off for about a year, and I need to get back into it. So if you guys play music, come check me out on Saturdays at 2 p.m. And then after the show on Mystic's Journey, we do riffing with HB and we play guitar and shit. So yeah, you guys come check us out. And I think everybody, y'all, man, look, we've never had, so far anyway, we haven't had one person come in and cause drama and concern. Everybody's been really cool in the chat and very supportive. Thank you guys so much. And at Mystic Journeys Church, come check me, Derek, and Nerdy out and see for yourself. Before you judge it, before you make assumptions, just come check us out and listen to what we have to say, and you'll really be able to see what we're doing over there. Appreciate you, man, for the opportunity. You guys have a great rest of your day, okay?
Great job, HB. Love you, kid.
Bye, buddy. I love you too, man. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Gotta love it. Got HB. 3 totally different personalities, and they meld so well, and they know their technology too, because somehow or another they figured it out. There are 3 different places in the United States, and all 3 of them show up on the screen at the same time. And then it's kind of neat because one guy could have something that he has to do, and they'll only have 2 co-hosts for the night. But with 3 people involved, they're able to keep the thing covered with the amount of people that are the co-hosts. So go check them out, you guys. You'll probably find yourself becoming a regular listener. And even if you can't watch it live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they do, the videos are saved in their library. So pick an hour sometime when you have it, instead of watching TV, click that on and see what's going on out there. They're doing a great job in Colorado. Michael Ministry. There's that thing that they're doing in Fort Collins this Sunday between 2 and 4. I'm trying to remember what all the flyers said. But they're basically giving stuff away to anybody that shows up, as well as teaching people how to grow shrooms. So Colorado's got it going on. So does Michigan. You guys, I love you. Thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed having HB on. It's Sunday, 2 to 4 at the Masonic Lodge in Fort Collins, Colorado, if anyone can make it. It just looks like whoever's running that outfit's doing a really good job with their publicity and their PR work, their public relations. Doing a really good job. Okay, guys, tell me you love me, and then I'm going to get out of here. I love you. Tell me you love me. It's a good thing. We all want to love each other. Tell me you love HB. I'm going to get out of here. There you go, Sarah Bear. There you go, Niffy. Jesus Christ, through an alternator it pops. Okay. I told you guys to say it. I love you guys. Thank you. Reach out to me, like we can tell Niffy already has. If you're feeling like you can guide and help, just be there to listen, if nothing else. Nobody's expecting you to have all the answers. But be a shoulder for Mary Jane right now. Okay? So if anybody wants to step up and be a sister, if any of you ladies are feeling sistery, let me know, and I'll get you Mary Jane's email so you can contact her. Okay? So Pops, peace, 4 things: be impeccable with your word and your actions. Let's work on not being judgmental. Let's just notice instead of judge, okay? Don't take things personal. It's never going to be about you. It's always, if somebody's doing something, that's coming from them and their totality of circumstances, not you. The thing that you've already told yourself and have already been practicing is being impeccable. If I'm impeccable and you're finding fault with it, ultimately that's not going to be my problem. No assumptions and no expectations. Don't set yourself up for that. And finally, HB's going to tell us, thank you, Cider Jolie. HB's going to tell us, always do your best. If you smelt it, you dealt it. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, I was going to love that one. Pops, peace, love each other. Don't judge, but notice. Scrolling you out. Thank you guys for saying I love you to me. I appreciate that very, very much. Feels good to see it. Nippy and Riftmaster, that's Marky Z. Laura, you have a divine day. Trenty Trenterson, Kitty Cat Zilla, thank you, Sarah Bear. Mr. Marmars, exception, loving everyone. Kim, I love you. Sammy P. Oreo, there's Oreo. She is such a sweet lady. Mike Butterball, Cleaning, exception. Telling Mary Jane to hang in there. Herbie and Riffy and Aaron and Jesus Christ and Sammy P and Fixie's Z and Anthony and Herbie and Kim, loving everybody. Do some kind today, she says. Zozo and Billy D and Jesus Christ in Australia. Mr. Marmars, Billy D, Ripmaster Marky Z, Mike Barball, Cyber Jolie, I've loved you since then too. Jesus Christ, Mr. Marmars, HB doing his best. Viva, that's Pidgey Page. Jesus Christ, Mike, the handsome Barbal, Mellow, Yamika Man, Wazzy. I saw Wazzy on the cover of a romance novel the other day. Yeah, they're using him as the cover guy now. It's called Wazio. Aaron, Mr. Marmars, Pidge, Sayre, Mike, Marky ZHB, Nippy, Sandy P. Jesus, Mellow, Kimberly, Harvey Von Werbs, Mr. Marmars, Mike Barabal, HB, Aaron, Jesus Christ and Mike, and Viva, that's Pidgey Page, Mellow, Cyber Jolie, Rippy, Jesus Christ, Rippy again, Nippy and Sanum, I hope you're going to get better fast. Mike, you bet. Aaron and Herbie, Pops, peace, kindness, don't judge, just notice. And I love you too, Ozzy. Pops, peace out. Snail, hair care. You know I'm talking to you, Lotta. Have a great day, everybody. Love you.